Hey guys, Brian Fisher with Edge Fitness. Hope you're having a great week, great start to your day, or great finish to the day whenever you get to watch this. But as you know, I'm still wearing a hoodie here, so it's a little chillier today, but it's springtime in Iowa. We got summer coming up right around the corner. I know a lot of you are out there doing a lot of spring cleaning with things, and maybe you're thinking about some things you got coming up this summer that, man, I gotta get back to the gym, I gotta get into it, gotta be consistent. So we're combining increasing activity levels with home, with back into the gym, or maybe upping the intensity a little bit. If you're a runner getting ready for some of your races, and you're trying to balance out how you get all of that activity in. And one main important feature of that, or point, is to do it safely, to stay away from those injuries that can start to creep up. Doing massage therapy and personal training both. We see a lot of people this time of year that come in and, man, yeah, I was doing some yard work this weekend and my back is hurting. Okay, what can we do to help prevent those things, limit those, and bounce back from them more quickly as they do come up? Because as we say, life happens, and we want to be able to keep going because we always have things that we want and need to do. That our fitness, our recovery, all has to be working together to be able to do the things that we want and need to do, and not just popping pills, taking that ibuprofen in the morning and in the evening and throughout the day to try to get through all of that, because you're sneaking in yard work again, then you have to get up and go to work, have to go into the gym. All of that adds up, and if you just sit on that low back or whatever it might be for so long, eventually it becomes more of a big problem. So a couple easy things. This is not going to be, again, an exhaustive list for you guys. There's so much you can do, and a lot of that depends on what that specific situation is for you. So getting a proper evaluation from talking to your doctor, coming in, which is why we do movement screening with people to try and help find some of those weaknesses, limitations, and balances. What's going on before we start putting you into a fitness program that you already have that we need to address to first protect from further injury, to correct any areas that we can do with corrective exercises, and then also develop the things that, hey, we got red light, yellow light, green lights, put them into those buckets here and say, all right, this is green light, we can go and hit that, but we need to make sure we do proper programming, proper progression, proper recovery, proper supportive nutrition, proper rest, having a proper mindset to help you as you continue on that journey, because the goal is not to just get started and do it for a period of time, but to keep going, to do those kind of two secrets I like to say of fitness are doing things properly, moving in the direction that you want to go towards your goals, and consistently, a way that you can sustain it, not just for a short period of time, but to keep going. So pacing yourself is an important thing from an injury perspective, with both the increase in activity at home, with yard work, things like that, as well as increasing your mileage on the bike, or getting ready for triathlon, so you're swimming more and you're also running more, or just being out in nature and enjoying it more, whether it's walking and hiking, or getting into the gym and increasing that intensity so you can be beach ready for the summer vacation you got coming up, or whatever life event. Pacing yourself. You don't have to do the whole yard in 4 hours. Okay? Maybe you got a huge property, maybe it's a small one, but you got a lot to do. Pace yourself, take some breaks, make sure you're getting plenty of rest, plenty of hydration as temperatures get up. All of that does make a difference, but pacing yourself, taking time, splitting it up. Again, had both my knees replaced, got back issues that if I'm not mindful of and I try and do too much all at once, that's not going to go well. And then it is, oh man, my knees are killing me, oh my back is hurting, I just have to keep pushing through it. When you push through, you just get it all done, and sometimes you have to, I get it. But if you can, split it up. You don't have to do that whole fence line or the entire mulching project or planting or whatever it is that you love and want to get done and need to get done. You don't have to do it all at once, so be willing to pace yourself, split it up, get some help with it as well. Another great strategy to use there. And then as you do, again, it sounds really simple, you're out there raking, use both sides, okay? Making sure that you're balancing the body in those movements, okay? You mow the lawn, go in and take a break, hydrate, get something to eat, rest up a little bit before you go back out into that next project, okay? Relying on some other help. My boys are 8 and 12 now, so it's like, all right, guys, One of you is going to start mowing the front, one of you is going to get to do some of the weed trimming, splitting it up that way, letting them learn some of that value of work, that responsibility, discipline, earn a little bit extra for what they're saving up for. A lot of life lessons that can come from that by involving, if you got kids, getting them involved in the mix, plus they're not on the video games all the time as well. Ours don't do that a lot. They love to be active anyway, so that's a great thing. But pacing yourself, getting others involved, even in the gym, getting others involved, and pacing yourself here. Proper program design. You see that great program, that great exercise, that great workout on Insta, whatever, and the Gram, and Facebook, and YouTube, and all of this. There can be some really good stuff out there. But you need to know, are you ready for it? Is that something that that individual that you're watching is a professional athlete or a professional gym athlete, a professional trainer, and they've been doing it for a really long time, and they have worked up to that point. You try to just jump right into it and say, I want to do that because I saw it on Instagram and it went viral. Okay, are you ready for that? Use that little sniff test, use your brain to say, is this something that I am ready, willing, and able to do, or is this going to leave me collapse on the ground and needing some medical intervention if I try and do this with my knees, my back, my shoulders, your neck, whatever you have going on. So if you're not sure, ask someone who can help you out with that. Take you through a movement screen, help kind of see what are your goals. Is this something that you should be doing? Knowing where you want to go and where you are, and that way you can progressively plan out your program. That will make a huge difference. So if you're a runner, you have a plan from couch to 5K. It's a progressive stepwise plan, not just going out like I hear some people do, and it's like, hey, I want to run a marathon. I was a runner back in college. It's been 20 years, but you know what? In your mind, you're still a runner. And that first week out, you're trying to bang out 6, 7, 10 miles, and you haven't run for a couple of years, and that marathon is in 2 weeks. That math doesn't math. It does not add up. So we want to have a plan that can help get you there, whatever that goal is, and help you pace yourself so that way as you're starting out, your body needs some time to get acclimated, especially if you haven't been exercising. That's a big thing. We call it some anatomical adaptation. There's a big couple of words there for you, but basically that's just a period of time. It takes usually a couple of weeks with proper design again to help your body, your connective tissue, your ligaments, your tendons, your muscles, your nervous system, all the systems in your body to get used to the stress of exercising at an appropriate level that builds you up to then going at an even higher level, progressively so, as you go through it, okay? And making sure that you're balancing out your routine, the pushes and the pulls for the upper body. Same thing for the lower body, that you're starting with some good core work and knowing what that is. That's a whole conversation that we'll have to have as well. But as you're trying to avoid those injuries, pacing yourself, splitting that work up, having a progressive plan. Again, you try to say, hey, we're going to get the yard work done, we're going to do some work on the deck, we got some windows that need to be washed, we got all these 10 different things. You say we're going to get it all done in one weekend. That's not a very good plan. Unless you got a whole army to help you out with getting that done. Great if you do, send them over to our place. We would love to have that as well because we got a lot of projects ourselves. But splitting them up, pacing them out, have a plan of when you're going to do what, prioritizing them, and then going after those projects and tackling them with some help, with some guidance at a pace that you can sustain. That, yeah, you have to get it done, but in a way that doesn't leave you being done, as in you can't do anything else because you push too hard, too fast, too soon out of the gate, and all of a sudden that knee injury creeps up and now you can't do anything, either at the yard or the gym or anywhere else that you want to for the rest of the summer. Not going to be very beach ready or whatever ready for that project, aren't going to be getting done. So trying to limit those, just dive in and go right after it too hard out of the gate. Got to limit those, that mindset of I'm going to pull back and pace myself. I'm going to have a plan of how I'm going to attack this and make sure that I'm getting some help where I need it. And just, those are some kind of big picture ideas of how we can limit that. More specific ones for being in the gym, we'll get into those in some future videos, so be ready for that, because making sure that you're warming up properly, huge. Making make sure you're cooling down as well. We say don't go from 0 to 60, get a progressive warm up, and don't go from 60 to 0. You don't want to have that car crash right at the end, especially if you're like, I gotta hurry and push through so I can get everything else done. If you go from 60 to 0 right at the end and no time for your brain, your body, everything to kind of come down from that, that's also a recipe for not long-term success. So we'll get into some of those specific parts of your training and how that can look like. Flexibility, stability, balance control, working on that as part of your training, that core, making sure you know what that actually looks like. Those are huge things to also help. But form, technique, hugely important for making sure you're doing things right when you're doing them. Again, that form, that technique, make sure you're lifting with your legs out in the yard, make sure you're switching both sides. Quick, easy things that you can do, but you have to be mindful of. And when you do them in the gym, this is kind of controlled chaos, things that we can stress the body to be more prepared for what you want to do outside of the gym, because what you can do here helps you be stronger, have better endurance, all the stuff that you need for outside of the gym. So don't skip the gym for all those outdoor projects. Yes, you're more active, but what you do here, you might have to dial down a little bit to get some of that stuff done as you're dialing up outside, but don't hit pause. Keep coming in, be consistent with that, make sure you're doing it properly, that form technique. Again, we'll break some of those down to look forward to those, and make sure you don't miss them. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share, so that way you, someone you know, love, and leave somebody tolerate, can get the same great advice and hopefully help you be summer ready and summer long, be strong all the way through and enjoy all the stuff that you have planned, and you can see the fruits of your labor and really enjoy that. So hope you enjoyed this and you enjoy the rest of your day and week, and we'll see you guys next time.